County Sheriff's deputies say a harmless neighborhood prank nearly cost a group of children their lives. A homeowner is accused of opening fire on a vehicle full of teens as they played ding dong ditch. So one of those kids was hit by a bullet in the process, and as Queen City News reporter Jen Cardone tells us, the suspect is now out on bond.
It happened late Saturday night here in the Castlegate subdivision. Iredell County Sheriff Darren Campbell says kids playing ding dong ditch nearly got themselves killed.
I think this in their mind was just an innocent prank, comparable to rolling a yard or whatever, but it just took a turn for the worst.
Campbell says the 5 teens are lucky to be alive. Deputies were nearby when they heard gunshots and arrived to find one of the teens shot in the leg. After talking to neighbors, deputies learned the teens rang doorbells, knocked on a few front doors, and ran away. And when they were driving down the road,
our suspect took it upon himself to come out and fire on this vehicle.
Craig Stephen Mason told detectives he saw the vehicle driving through the neighborhood with no headlights on. Officials say Mason shot the car 4 times with 1 bullet hitting the passenger. He now faces multiple felony assault charges.
People that may have vehicle problems, they may be lost, they may not be aware that their lights were off. That in itself does not justify, or even a sound throughout a neighborhood, to justify firing on a car.
Welcome to the video, everyone. More news coming out of Iredell County. So apparently, there was, some teens that were playing ding dong ditch in a neighborhood, and as they're as the person that's suspected of shooting at them, who was arrested for shooting at them, saying that he seen the car driving through the neighborhood with no lights on, and he proceeded to come out and shot at the car 4 times, and one of the passengers was hit by a bullet. They could have lost their lives. But again, like he was just saying, the guy who shot, he didn't know whether, they were lost, whether it was some type of issue or anything like that. He just came out firing. So, I can't really sit here and support that. And man, it's gonna be, 2 ways that you can look at this whole situation. Should you be out here playing ding dong ditch these days? No. Not these days, not with the climate of everything that's going on, with people having break-ins, and, people shooting up people's homes, and people shooting up people just any and everywhere, and, people just on edge. I don't feel like this is the time that you should be out playing ding dong ditch. But at the same time, man, you can't be too trigger happy to come out and just shoot up, a car just because, you don't recognize the car, you don't know who's in the car, or, what's the circumstances of why that car is in your neighborhood, especially if they haven't shot at your home or anything like that. So, like I said, it's going to be 2 sides to really look at this whole thing.
Where nobody was armed and was no threat to you.
We spoke with one neighbor off camera who has video of someone knocking on the door and then running away. They were not able to share it with us because they say they shared it with the police. He says him and his wife found glass in the middle of the street the next morning, which they believe is where the car got shot at.
So I don't believe none of those kids will be doing this again.
Mason was released on bond Tuesday afternoon. Sheriff Campbell says the teen that was shot is still in the hospital. The HOA says no comment while the investigation is ongoing. Jen Cardone, Queen City News.
Just don't do it. It's not worth it, And not trying to, victimize this guy or, put him on Front Street for shooting at the teens and stuff like that. But, he obviously, not in his right state of mind, because he, before he even tried to figure out what was going on, he was just, busting caps at the car. And now I don't think those teens will ever be doing that again. Again, it's just not worth it. But until more information comes out, I'm gonna just make this one a quick short video, and hopefully the teenager's able to recover, and hopefully this is another lesson, man. You just gotta know the times that we're in right now. It's just not a time to be, doing certain things. But If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.